Hello and thanks for joining us on this Monday afternoon. I'm Jurnee Taylor and here's a look at some of the headlines we're following for you right now. This afternoon, a Pine Bluff police officer is home after being struck a week ago by a drunk driver. More on her outstanding recovery in less than 2 minutes.
Former President Trump takes the stand in a civil fraud case that could cost him millions. I'm Naomi Ruckham with what's at stake for his business empire.
Plus, we are less than 24 hours away from the release of Barbra Streisand's new book, My Name is Barbara. At 12:22, we're giving you a first look. And also with a first look, we have meteorologist Nathan Scott here on this Monday. Tell us how our week is going to be planned out.
Good Monday afternoon to you, Jurnee. It is unseasonably warm out there for the start of the new work week. I'm ready to break out the shorts and t-shirt because it does not feel like November. A look at the visible satellite with the temperatures. A few clouds making their way through southern parts of Arkansas, but we're already at 80 degrees here in the capital city, 77 Hot Springs, 77 in Clinton. That 80 degrees, that's just 1 degree shy of tying the daily record high that was set back in 1915. We've got this surge of warm air because the winds. It is breezy. Winds kicking in from the southwest about 10 to 20 miles per hour, gusts as high as 25. And take a look at what I'm expecting today. Temperatures across the board warming up into the low 80s. I told you we're going to be threatening record highs today, but record highs will be in jeopardy tomorrow, also on Wednesday. Then by Thursday, a cold front starts to arrive, and that will bring in some significant changes along with the good chance of some rain. I'll have more on the timing and how much rain we could see coming up.
All right, Nathan, thank you. We turn now to our noon headlines this afternoon. We're still working to get more information on a deadly shooting at a Little Rock apartment complex that left 1 man dead. Here's what we do know right now. Just before 9 o'clock last night, officers responded to a shooting report at the Canopy Apartments on Canis Road. When they arrived, they found a man had been shot. Now, despite being rushed to the hospital, he did not survive. Police haven't yet released the man's name or said if he revealed any suspect information. Now to a story trending on THV11.com. Thousands are reacting to the viral arrest of a group of teenage girls in Hot Springs accused of littering. The parents of the teen girls say the officers' use of force was excessive, but Hot Springs police are disputing that claim, releasing body cam video of the Halloween night confrontation, where an officer tackles a teenage girl from behind.
I threw a can! What are you talking about?
Listen to me. The next time I see you throw trash, you're gonna go to jail. You're gonna go to jail.
I'm sorry.
Hey, you get out of my face. Thank you.
Let her go. What the is up with you?
12, I need a couple units in the 200 block of park.
What the
I don't give a if you're a minor. Hey, tell her to come down to the police department and see me. My name's Lieutenant May.
Well, the officer was stopping the kids for littering. Then one of the girls is seen throwing a can at Lieutenant Kenny May. Several minutes later, after some shoving, you can see the officer then tackle one of the girls to the ground. That's when chaos unfolds and other officers then arrive and detain the other girls. A police department spokesperson says there is an internal review of the situation. A statement says police also have the right and authority to arrest someone who verbally or physically threatens or assaults them. You can see this full video and statement on THV11.com. Well, right now, a Pine Bluff police officer is now back home and recovering 1 week after being hit by a drunk driver. Pine Bluff police say Officer Tiffany Wood was released from the hospital over the weekend, and you can still see she still has a long road to recovery, as it appears she's still wearing a neck brace. Last Sunday, Officer Wood was responding to a disturbance call on University Drive when a drunk driver hit her patrol car head on. She was rushed to UAMS in Little Rock in critical condition, where she spent the last week recovering. Pine Bluff police still haven't released the name of the other driver or if they will be charged. Well, former president and 2024 GOP frontrunner Donald Trump is testifying under oath today as his high-profile civil trial in New York. He's accused of using questionable accounting practices to inflate the value of his properties. Naomi Ruckham has the latest from New York.
Former President Donald Trump arrived at court Monday morning ahead of his expected testimony in a civil fraud trial.
It's a very sad situation for our country. We shouldn't have this. This is for third world countries, and very unfair.
Trump is accused of fraudulently inflating the value of his properties, including Trump Tower and Mar-a-Lago, to obtain loans and other benefits. But the current frontrunner for the GOP presidential nomination has denied any wrongdoing.
This is really election interference. That's all it is. This trial is ridiculous.
Trump's sons, Don Jr. and Eric, took the stand last week here in Lower Manhattan to defend the Trump Organization's business practices.
We have an unbelievable company with some of the best assets anywhere in the world.
Don Jr. said any errors in company financial statements should be taken up with the Trump Organization's accountants.
I'm apparently guilty of fraud for relying on my accountant to do, wait for it, accounting.
New York's Attorney General is seeking $250 million in fines and restrictions that would prevent the Trump Organization from doing business in their home state.
At the end of the day, the only thing that matters are the facts and the numbers. And numbers, my friends, don't lie.
Trump's daughter Ivanka, who is not a defendant in this case, is expected to take the stand Wednesday. Naomi Ruckham, CBS News, New York.
Well, each day we get closer to the 2024 presidential election, and new polling suggests that if there was a rematch between President Biden and former President Trump, it's Trump who has the slight edge, and voters say it's issues on both the domestic and international fronts that are fueling the support. New CBS News polls show that while Democrats and Republicans think the U.S. should send weapons and military aid to Israel, the number of far left-leaning Democrats are in opposition of the support.
Everybody needs help. There are innocent lives at stake everywhere.
Well, voters' thoughts on foreign policy, along with several hot-button issues, including the state of the economy and abortion, all help former President Trump in the 2024 race for the White House.
We're going to defeat crooked Joe Biden, and we are going to make America great again.
Now, if he were to receive his party's nomination, polls show Trump with a 3% lead over President Biden and a possible head-to-head. The poll also shows the number of Americans who think things are going badly in the country has hit a record high, 73%. Well, now to new images from the Middle East. Israel's military says it is getting close to entering Gaza City after cutting off northern Gaza from the rest of the territory, setting up what is sure to be a deadly street-by-street battle with Hamas fighters. The death toll among Palestinian civilians in the Hamas-controlled territory has climbed past 10,000. U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken made multiple stops in the Middle East over the weekend in an effort to prevent the war from escalating, even as outrage over the humanitarian crisis in Gaza grows in the region. Well, now to happenings around the state. Today, ground was broken over the new Bonner Seminary building. The prison program gives inmates access to a 4-year degree, a Bachelor of Arts in Christian Studies. It's funded by a nonprofit organization called the Arkansas Prison Initiative. Today marks the first step towards a new seminar facility, expanding the project from 2 classes to 4. The first class of graduates finished up in May, with 18 people getting degrees. And from a project that's just beginning to one that's just crossed the finish line, this morning North Little Rock cut the ribbon on the new Fire Station 8. On your screen are some renderings of the building. You might recall, though, the new building in Burns Park was close to opening when it was hit by the EF3 tornado back on March 31st. Now today they're ready for a fresh start. We'll have more on the ribbon cutting and what's included in the new facility tonight at 5 and 6. Also today, the North Little Rock School District wants public input on a capital improvement project. The district is hosting the last of its community forums online via Zoom. They'll be discussing possible upgrades, including a new North Little Rock Middle School and renovations to the old main building. The project comes with a total millage of just over $2.5 million. And tonight's forum starts at 6 p.m. and it's being held virtually via Zoom. A link to the meeting room is available on the North Little Rock School District website. And today, the state's Capital for a Day program continues with a stop in Hot Springs. The program is highlighting some of the great cities and towns around Arkansas. The Spa City is one of the more high-profile locations in the state, with so much history and offering so much to do for locals and tourists. The town was incorporated in 1851 and is the former home of Major League Baseball spring training. It's also home to the Hot Springs National Park. Well, also happening tonight, THV11's Rolly Hoyt is taking us out on the Arkansas highways, where police are fighting a war on drugs.
With I-40, I-30, I-55, we have a lot of narcotics that traverse the state. So
tonight, Arkansas troopers tell us about the challenges they face trying to stop the rapid trafficking of drugs, including fentanyl, on Arkansas highways. You don't want to miss this special report. That's tonight at 10, only on THV11. Well, coming up after the break, we're breaking down a monumental moment on a Delta Airlines flight. How Arkansans just made history. That's in 2 minutes.
And lots of blue sky from our view 11, although a little haze because we're seeing more moisture arrive into the atmosphere. And it's going to feel more humid out there as we go into the next couple of days before a cold front arrives. And behind that front, it will turn cooler. I'll let you know how cool it's going to get coming up next.